So I think it's safe to say that we're going to see a lot of minor cities fall within this episode.
Well, I don't know, maybe not a lot of minor cities, but there is an interesting few conflicts going on throughout the world. I did push the campaign by about 5 turns. The most interesting thing was Babylon declaring war on Greece. They have the potential of maybe taking 2 cities here. Congo and Sweden going at it really doesn't make much of a difference. Also, another interesting conflict that broke out over the break was the war between the Americans. The Americans and the Inca teamed up against the Mayans, which I really think is kind of cool. This is something I wanted to mention. This is kind of random, but something with my new computer, which I really, really like. Ooh, Persian Sweden. So we're going to see a few people declare war on Sweden, I think it looks like. Is just kind of zooming in, it just makes things look so much more interesting. I mean, we look at everything at the kind of in the past, I've always looked at things at the scope, I guess the scope of things, but really zooming in and looking at these cities, kind of interesting. It makes the campaign actually a whole lot bigger when you zoom in and look at different territories. Like last episode, we looked at the teepees. I think it was last episode. We looked at the teepees inside the Sioux Empire. I thought that was really cool. This is a very small city right here. It just looks like when you look at the Mayans, they're 3 consolidated cities, very small to themselves, not very much land here. Somewhat maybe behind in technology, maybe not. They look like about the same. Bam, Babylon took that over very quickly. It just feels like there's something going on here. This is kind of an interesting, small, almost city-state empire. You can't really call them an empire, kingdom, I don't know. And it's just kind of interesting. And they're going to be pretty safe, I think. Although the Americans are really going to go hardcore for this. They've got riflemen. They've moved away from this city that was kind of bordering along the Sioux borders. They're also moving down ships. So the Americans are going to go in hardcore for the Mayans, which is kind of interesting. Especially if they were to take over a few of these cities. The Inca really haven't done much. Has there been any more wars going on? Chinook have built another, another wonder. Chinook are doing a very good job of building these wonders. They need to be careful because the Sioux are right there, I think, ready to pounce. They got to watch out for that. Okay, so let's look at these borders here with Babylon now. Will Babylon move after the next Greek city, Argos? Potentially. Potentially. Why is Byzantium stayed so quiet? That's what I want to know. Byzantium has not done anything. Also, Greece, I'm pretty sure you're at war with Russia still. I think off the top of my head, maybe not. But you're going with 2 more settlers. So even though you're losing cities, you're continuing to settle. Really, at this point, there's nobody there to take out Sweden. Nobody nearby. Novgorod really, they don't have a big enough fleet in the Baltic Sea. They need to annex Utrecht, potentially. Denmark isn't strong enough, and Poland doesn't have enough coastal cities. Well, this isn't even a puppet. This isn't even an annexed city. This is still a puppet. So Poland, I think, is going to be good, but they just need to... I think that Poland needs to take over the Netherlands or something now with their 4 cities. Their 4 cities here in kind of Northeast Asia, somewhere around there. I guess you could, sorry, Northeast Europe. Yeah, Queen Victoria will not have any luck attacking Orleans. That's just not going to happen. And Rome peaced out with Portugal. In the last video, I thought they had open borders. It was that they were still at war with all of Iberia. I forgot about that. Roman versus Iberian war, Spain and Portugal. This might definitely help them take over Madrid. Looks like they were able to kill at least 1 Terracio, and a lot of units are now coming in after Isabella. This is going to be interesting, especially because when when Rome takes over Spain and Spain is eliminated, that means that Rome is no longer in any conflicts. So that means that they might set their sights on somebody else. Looks like the Netherlands are really starting to build up a pretty big force here, ready to defend themselves from all different sides. Yeah, Greece has 3 settlers. I've counted 3 so far. Mongolia and the Chinook. Mongolia is still having a tough time, but this might be one of the minor cities that fall within this episode. Mongolia versus the Boer. Interesting. So, a few random powers throughout the world declaring war on Genghis Khan. Will this mean Korea or Japan? Japan could easily go after Sanchu. Is that Sanchu? It very much looks like Sanchez to me. But, yeah, they could definitely go after Sanchu. They've already got pikemen here ready to go, ready to pounce. I think that might be what California... I'm sorry, I'm looking at California boats. That might be what Japan is thinking about doing. Either way, we also have California here, I guess, getting to know their neighbors, their Pacific neighbors somewhat. California kind of exploring out this way. Lots and lots of land still ready to be colonized in the Pacific. Bam, that is exactly what they were going to do. This is a very smart move for Japan, actually. If they focus their attack, I hope that they're trying to attack this city and not going to... They better not go after this one. They have potential to take both, but still. Persia did manage to take this Portuguese colony in southern India. It's Persia looking better and better, and so is Babylon, though. I guess if Babylon and Persia stay on kind of good terms, they both could really have potential here. Ethiopia, I don't believe, is at war with Greece. I think they're just moving through Argos. So I don't think they're going to be the ones to take this over. Ethiopia did, in fact, settle the Indonesian, I guess, one of the Indonesian islands. Kimberley has got 2 settlers, but they're not moving them. So I don't know what's going on there. I also saw a settler from Indonesia. There we go. The actual Civ, Indonesia. And bam, they just settled right there. Indonesia's starting to be more and more aggressive with the settling. I like it. Persia, potentially. Maybe they're going for Australia. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Oh man, the colonization is going to get really interesting here. We've got more Ethiopian settlers. That's exactly what we said Ethiopia needed to do to stay along the same powers with the Congo. See, this is interesting because the Congo are almost dealing with the same issue that the Sioux are dealing with. Well, yeah, the Congo are powerful. The two most, I think I would say, the two most powerful civs at the moment, Australia and Portugal, Novgorod and Portugal, which actually, Novgorod has a border. No, they don't. This is Greek cities. Never mind. I was going to be really excited for Novgorod. But I would say the two most powerful civs at the moment are the Congo and the Sioux. Definitely. If you look at the score, that's just how it is. But both are facing the same issue where they are kind of surrounded by very strong powers. Oh my gosh, everyone's declaring war on Portugal. This is crazy. So Ethiopia here on the east and the Ashanti here on the west, if they both were to team up and declare war on the Congo, they'd eat up that nation. Same thing for the Sioux, and I've already mentioned the same thing with the Sioux. The Sioux are right in the middle of North America, so they could be declared by all these civs, or just a few from opposite sides, and they will lose cities. They might gain those cities back, but they will lose cities and lose a lot of population. Anyways, let's go to the next turn. Who's really has to be... I don't think Portugal needs to worry too much. I don't think they do. How's Rome doing? Rome's about to kill this final Terracio, which means Madrid will be completely undefended, and they've already landed troops along the southern coast of Iberia, so I think it's very safe to say, oh yeah, Rome's going to take over Madrid, it looks like. Russia and Portugal. Now, I don't know if Ethiopia declared, but Portugal still has, I think, one more colony. One more easily obtainable colony. Oh yeah, this is the other small city that I forgot to mention. Milwaukee? Is that Milwaukee? Is it really? A Hunnic city named Milwaukee? Am I smoking crack there? Could be, definitely. I don't know. Anyways, that city's going to fall to Russia. But the Huns will remain, because they still have at least another colony somewhere around here. Oh, Novgorod is about to settle someplace new. That's smart of them. Going up towards the north. Champa and Indonesia. I didn't even realize that they were at war. They must have been at war for a really long time. Yeah, they had to have been at war for a very, very long time. Is Kimberley moving yet? Kind of. Kind of. They're kind of moving their settlers, but not by much. So that seems to be the next target, is Portugal. I mean, the only one that's really going to be able to take them out would be Rome, though. Oh, it looks like either Spain just bought... Okay, so a lot is going on right now. Remember, Queen Victoria is still at war with France, so she's not going to be able to dedicate too much time to attack Braga, but Queen Victoria might have a chance here, although she lost a lot of units. Grand Columbia and Texas won't really do much against Portugal. Yeah, so that really doesn't mean much. But anyways, like I was saying, Spain, they either bought this Terracio or they just built it. I think they bought it, to be honest. The AI, they do buy units. They've done a good job at doing that. I've not really talked about that in previous AI-only battles, but I know they do it. They do buy units, and they usually buy them at pretty good times. I don't know why it's really taken me. I think it's hard to tell between a unit that has been built inside of a city and just a unit that's been bought inside of a city. But there are times where I've seen a city kind of construct a unit, and then the next turn another unit will pop up, and you can tell that unit was bought. You can look at their economy and say, oh, look, their economy went down. They bought a unit. So the AI does do that. They just probably don't do it as much as they should, because sometimes AI economies are just incredible. Wow, they just destroyed that Terracio like nothing. Attila lost their city. Yeah, sometimes the AI, like we could probably look at some of these economies in this campaign here, and there are probably some empires with like 10,000 gold, but they don't necessarily use it that well, which is kind of good because it's kind of overpowered. What's going on here? So the Sioux settled. I don't think Canada and the Sioux are at war, but I don't know. Anyways, the Iroquois in Brazil and the Sioux in Brazil are going at it. We've got Greece and Germany and Indonesia and Germany. That's a wombo combo war there, team war. Greece might be able to take over Istanbul, but I don't know. It's going to be Byzantium or Persia. That's the only one. Russia's still at war with Germany, but they haven't been able to do anything. They haven't managed any luck. And it looks like, yep, Argos is going to remain under control of Alexander for a little bit. I don't know if anyone else is going to take this over. But Babylon grabbed a new city. And that's a pretty smart pickup for them. I think a pretty good idea. So Russia will probably peace out the Huns. I don't think they have any interest going out all the way towards kind of the Himalayas to take over this area. Maybe the Mongols do. They might have a little bit more interest. And still, the Mongolians are having some trouble, which they are the target of a coalition. How's Japan doing? Ooh, Japan's going crazy right now. Seems like Japan is a little bit behind in technology, though. I see no riflemen. So that's my only kind of justification for that statement. But still, seems like they're a little bit behind, but so is Korea. But that doesn't make any sense. No, Korea's not behind in technology. They have riflemen for sure. Well, either way, Japan could really, really use this. Oh, here we go. Mostest literate people. Okay, so this is a very important window to pop up. Korea is number one. I was going to say, I almost made the statement that Korea looks like they're behind in technology, but no, they are number one. Look at this, though. Look how close we are. Turn 275, and a lot of civs very close. No dominant power in terms of technology. I really, really like that. I don't like when a civ is a runaway in technology because it looks like they're going to win the campaign. So I really like that this is very close. Korea gets a natural advantage because of their unique ability. But number two, Argentina with 46, and they're tied with Sitting Bull of the Sioux with 46 as well. Then we have a pretty big three-way tie for third place, Catherine, the Congo, and Vietnam. Interesting. Indonesia with 44. Then we have the Inca, the Australians, with 43. Darius of Persia, Texas, Queen Victoria at 42. And I will kind of just scroll through the rest here. But yeah, a lot of people at 41. Now I want to see who's behind in technology, though. I'm not going to make a comment about all this. Ooh, Rome very far down. I don't know, 39 techs. It's not really that bad. If you're at 39 technologies compared, I don't know, it kind of is. But they're far away from a lot of these outside civs, except for Catherine. I don't know. That's going to be pretty tough. So if we jump down to the bottom, obviously we see myself, but Norway really, really low. And we kind of knew that. We knew that Norway was definitely struggling, but it's weird. Like, I understand why California was struggling. I mean, they lost their capital early on, and they just, I don't know. But it just kind of seems about right. Morocco seems about right. Attila. The Boer are kind of low there. That's kind of shockingly low. Isabella's been stuck at one city, kind of not super surprising. The Shoshone. Either way, I don't know why Norway's so low on this list. I don't know if they had just an unfortunate spot or what, but it's weird because they never really lost any cities. They've actually done an okay job at colonizing Scandinavia. Either way. But anyways, so that is the most literate people so far. We have to keep that in mind. So I didn't talk about all of it because I figured I'd just scroll over most of it, and you guys could kind of make your assumptions for yourself. And I love to kind of start to see, because it's getting around that time period where we need to start interpreting who's winning the campaign. We still have quite a ways away. We're quite a ways away from, I think, the end here. Oh my gosh, so many missionaries being sent. We are still ways away from the end here, but I think that we're starting to develop powers, obviously. The Inca have adopted order. So we've seen order and autocracy so far, which seems about natural because of domination only. And I do realize that if I were to include more victory types, there'd be more of a diverse adoption of different ideologies. Problem is that we just have to go domination only. Domination only is... I've been doing this for a long time. You got to do domination only. You got to have the aggressive expansive mod on. Things like that. We need to have the AI constantly at war with each other, because that's what's entertaining. You know, people, because that's how we vote for the victors here. We're still a long time away to be talking about victors, but Canada's also going to war with Portugal. But yeah, I mean that's at the end of the day, we choose victors because of entertainment value, and people would be. I've had it happen before where in the past I used to do all victory types enabled, and someone would win like a science victory or a cultural victory, and that sucked. Somebody that played really tall, like I think one time, I think Korea might have won something. I don't know. I've done so many now, but I think maybe Korea or Babylon might have stayed tall, and they played very tall, and they didn't go into any wars, but they won a science victory, and that was very disappointing to have to give them a victory. I don't think it was Korea. It might have been somebody else. I don't remember what example I'm pulling from here, but something like that happened, where technically a really non-entertaining civ won the campaign. And that's yeah. So that's just part of the reason why I know some people were wondering why I did domination only, and they wanted more ideologies. Which, by the way, I cannot open the cultural overview window. Don't know why that is, but yes. Either way, maybe it's probably because of the BRD, the 60 Civ mod is more than likely the cause of that. But yes, so that's just for if you were wondering why. I think that just for anybody that's new. Interesting, France and Portugal. France might have some luck there, potentially. We'll see what Rome does after they take over Madrid, which they should be able to take that over, I think, now? Although, okay, so they instant healed, which is a very, very smart move, and then boom, walked into Madrid. Spain has been taken out, and there you go. So anyways, guys, I'm going to have to end it right there. Rome is looking good. Rome's looking real good. And unless Greece takes over a bunch of cities near their core 5 cities, Rome was going to dominate Western Europe. Anyways, guys, I'm going to stop right there. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.